So we haven't put the recording right away. Let's start over. Good evening, dear colleagues. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of June, and we're having a unscheduled meeting. Why unscheduled? Because usually we have such meetings on Thursday. But this week we're going to have a very important event that we will surely discuss today. That's why we are having our Thursday event on Tuesday at the beginning of the week. I'm very pleased to see our regulars at our today's meeting. We have more people than we had yesterday. That's cool. Although many of the people who follow regularly the news in the development of the string transportation technology watch us as the recording on YouTube. So my best regards to you guys who are watching us as the recording. Dear friends, by the way, congratulations on the beginning of summer 2025. This summer is going to be hot, not only in terms of temperature, by the way, it's going to be almost 40 degrees Celsius where I live, and early summer is always a hot time. But for the string transportation technology, this summer is going to be hot as well, in a different sense, because it is in summer 2025 that we will have a significant event to be attended by the author and the owner of the string transportation technology, Dr. Unitsky himself. And that event is going to be held this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern European Time. And I think the news that you probably have heard on our websites, on our channels, was very welcomed by you. It was a long-awaited piece of news for many of our platforms and investors into the string transportation technology. Please tell me, friends, are you looking forward to that meeting that is going to happen in literally 5 days? Just give me some feedback, please. Tell me what was your response, immediate response, once you heard about this event. So let me read the comments. Someone says, we're very much looking forward. Someone says, yes, 100%, looking forward. Yes, we're waiting for it. Then Trini wrote, yes, I'm so excited. So as far as I understand, yes, it means also that you're looking forward to it. Gregory wrote, we're looking forward to it. Eugen wrote, yes, of course. Nadezhda wrote, yes, we're waiting for it. We're waiting for it very much. Then yes, yes, eagerly waiting. Of course, it's gonna be a magnificent event. And then I see also different yeses in English as well. This is very cool because indeed it's going to be a milestone event for every investor into the string transportation technology, because it is at that event we will learn some exclusive news about the development of the transportation in the US firsthand from Dr. Unitsky himself. We will heard what kind of work is being performed, what kind of negotiations are being held, overall how the arrangement of the entire financial and technological process is being implemented so that the American company or the American group of companies that is being set up in the United States right now would be able to start collecting funds to fund the construction of this hub, how the entire engineering process is going to be set up. So I personally invite all of you to be there. And also, you should definitely invite all of your partners, investors who have stuck with us throughout this long journey over the last 11 years while supporting, funding the string transportation development. And because it will affect every partner, every advocate, every investor in UST. So let's get ready for this event. It's going to be an exclusive event, not only related to the technological processes that are going to be happen in the US, hopefully, but also we will hear news at that meeting that will relate to our fundraising platform. We will here learn the date of the launch of the updated rebranded website. We will also see an exclusive presentation of our software tool that we're going to use during our work. So this event is going to be a milestone event in all possible meanings. So when I say that the summer of 2025 is going to be hot, it's going to be truly hot. And you can participate in it most actively. And I guess you already saved the date, hopefully. And also you wrote it down somewhere or made a note in your calendar. So what else I wanted to tell you about it? We're going to have an online event with limited spots. Of course, we are going to record that meeting as well. We're going to have 7 languages that this event is going to be translated into. So those of you who won't be able to attend for different reasons live, you will be able to watch the recording of it. We are going to share it all on our official website and channels, so every investor will be able to watch it in their own language and will not miss the news and the important information that will be delivered at that event. Also, I would like to cover one technicality. The link to this event will be provided one day before the event. So on Friday, on our Telegram channel and RSW Systems website, the link will be there. Dear moderator, please remove the screensaver and put me up front. Thank you. So Vitaly says, now everything is okay. I can see you. Also, you can pin me in order to see only me. Next, we can move on to a very important piece of news that happened in the development of the string transportation technology. I'm talking about certain, let's call them technical achievements with one of the flagship rolling stocks, which is a hint at the news that I would like to cover right now. So please tell me, friends, what, in your opinion, is the most important news in the development of the string transportation technology, and whether you've heard or seen that news. So I'm kind of approaching the topic from very, very far off, right? So Alexander right away wrote 120 kilometers per hour. Indeed, carat in the United Arab Emirates was tested at 120.5 kilometers per hour, which is a huge achievement because the way it moves. Well, let me put it this way, friends, before I express my opinion about it, please tell me what impressed you. Just give me 1 second. I see some technical issue here. Someone says there is no Hindi translation? He was, what, kicked off the meeting? So let's wait until we have all the translations in place. Okay. So yeah, it seems everything is fine. So dear colleagues from India or partners, just give me a plus if you can hear the translation in Hindi as well. Okay. Good, good. Very good. Vitaly says, I can't see the video. Well, you should be able to see it because, well, I can see myself. We have the sound. Everything is good. Sound clear. Very good. So friends, before I tell you my opinion, I would like to hear yours first. But before we talk about it, I wanted just to show you how it was, how it looked like. Just give me 1 second, please. Together, we are going to take a peek at that important event of the tests. I'm going to start sharing my screen. We'll watch together how it was. I will have two videos of it for you. Just give me a second, please. Okay, friends. Let's first check the official web resources. We're talking about UST's YouTube channel. And then I will show you something in a different format. 1 second, please. Okay, friends, can you see my screen, please? Just give me some feedback in the chat. Yes, okay. Well, let's see how it was. This is, friends, a video from the official website, but I can also show you a longer version of how it was. Just give me 1 second. I hope I can manage to do that. It would be great. Okay, friends, I hope you can see my screen right now. Okay, good. Now let's take a peek at a longer version. And let's take another look. Could you hear the sound as well when I showed you this video, the last video? Okay. Then check out the sound because the YouTube video was shot too hastily and there was a lot of background noise that was out of place. Basically, the background noise over flooded the speakers, the microphone, whereas here the sound more or less reflects the actual perception of the noise of the sound. So let's take a look at it again. Okay. Now, we can discuss or share our feedback, our opinions. So, what you liked most, what drew your attention most when you saw the tests video. Share your thoughts, please. It seems like a plane flying, but less noisy. Speed. Olga is asking, is it going at 120 kilometers per hour? Yes, indeed. And you can see the speed at that video because you can compare it to the cars on the background and see the difference in speed. Just give me a second. I have a lengthier, longer video too. I guess I can show it to you too. And meanwhile, please share your comments and I will try to show you the entire 45-second video to deal away with all the doubts regarding the speed. And we'll do a little bit of detective work. Meanwhile, please do share your comments. I will go back to them in a while, in a short while. I think this video is the one that I wanted to show you. And now, let's take a closer look. This is a 45-second video. Just please note that in parallel, you have also a motor car road. You see where I'm pointing with my arrow? We have a truck. It's some kind of a cement, yeah, cement carrier. And then from far, we have our carat approaching. And now compare the speeds of the car. They're going at 60, 80 kilometers per hour on the highway that goes in parallel. And then you have the carat going. And you can see it now. You see the cars that go in the opposite way. So if you take a look, you'll see that carat is moving faster compared to the cars that are going in parallel to our track. And you can visibly see it here. Let's take a gander once more. Just note at the smoothness of the movement. He's like floating above the earth. It's floating. Please note there are no like there is no vibrations or extra sounds where the carat passes through the supports at the juncture points of the track. So let me first read your comments before I comment myself. Gulnara wrote, it's like a plane flying. And then Maya says it's like a plane but with less noise. Nadezhda wrote speed is amazing. Then Olga has asked whether it was indeed going at 120 kilometers per hour. Yes, you now had the chance to compare the speeds of the motor cars on the highway and the speed of the carat. And you could see that it's going faster than the cars. The cars are going at 60, 80, 100 kilometers per hour tops. Probably there is some speed limits there. Next. Then Shashikant wrote great. Then someone says it looks like a plane acceleration before takeoff. And then Lenasaw says we need to reduce the noise, suppress the noise. Then Gold Jan wrote that it's cool that it's close to a highway. Then Tatiana wrote, it sounds like a plane, but with softer sound. And then someone says, soon it's going to go at 150 kilometers per hour. Indeed, I'm also sure that it's going to happen very soon. Then Alexander wrote, amazing. Then Gregory says, it's like having an Earth comparison between car and carat, with carat being way more advantageous, better than someone says, I would like to take a ride. We're waiting for something similar in Kazakhstan. It looks pleasant both inside and outside. And Gulnara, look, we're waiting for something similar not only in Kazakhstan, but also in dozens and dozens of other countries. And it is not really far off when string transportation and other technologies will start being implemented across the entire world. Let me share my comments, and then I will also comment on your comments. What I noticed is the smoothness of the movement, how it floats above the earth. And when I first saw this video, my first association was like when back in 2014, 2015, Dr. Unitsky told us how rolling stocks will be moving, how unibuses will be moving. He compared it to floating across or along lightweight tracks. It is indeed lightweight and very gracious. And even if you travel at 120 kilometers per hour, you can feel it both inside and outside. As for noise, what I noticed, it wasn't noise per se, it was like murmuring, like whispering. So someone compared it to an airplane, but less noisy. But check the noise made by trams in your cities. So trams produce like 5 or 10 times more noise. When Unibus passes or flies by, it looks and sounds like murmuring, like breeze in the leaves, like a whisper. And this is why all the tests are being conducted. For now, at different speeds. For now, it's 120 kilometers. And as for the sounds produced by the rolling stock, the Dr. Unitsky's team under his management are constantly improving all the previously designed and produced rolling stocks in terms of noise suppression as well. We will go back to that later. So friends, if we take all the performance characteristics of other types of transportation, noise suppression, the magnitude of the noise and decibels, string transportation is way beyond comparison, especially if we're talking about city transportation like railroads, trams, even trolley buses sometimes produce more noise than the rolling stock of UST, let alone planes, of course, that produce lots of noise, a lot of resonance, and also internal combustion engine cars are noisy too. So the smoothness of the flow of the movement, the lightweight structure, and also no extra noise produced at the juncture point between where the supports are installed. Because if we go back to 2015, 2016, there were a lot of couch experts who were complaining or predicting extra noise produced at the juncture points between the strings. and they were kind of predicting lack of viability of the transportation. What we can observe today is exactly the opposite, which is yet another proof that the string transportation technology is viable, is being improved upon all the time, and will become better and better every year. It is indeed a huge achievement, and I would like to congratulate UST group of companies with such a result and Dr. Unitsky personally, because it is all happening under his supervision and management, so that his technology is becoming better and better, modernized, and so that the technology would be improved all the time. So again, let's thank UST Group of Companies and Dr. Unitsky as the chief engineer and designer of the technology. And also, I would like to congratulate all of us on this fact because we also contributed. Each of us has supported the string transportation technology with funds. We helped both financially investmentally, but also in terms of image and reputation. Some of you are ambassadors of the brand because many of you have been living this project for many years. Some of you have been in this project for more than a dozen years. Some of you came like me in 2014. So it is also our contribution. So let me go back to the comments on this regard. So Alexander says, it's a killer argument when you start negotiating with customers. Our carat is indeed a diamond in the rough. So Yelena says, congratulations to all of us. Then Gulnara says, we are very proud that we have contributed to the development and promotion of this kind of transportation. Let me also translate some of the English comments too. Just give me a second, please. Surrender Verma says, permission has not been taken from the Vietnamese department and they are telling people to stay away from such schemes and they're calling it a scam project. I saw it on the news. So what? Surrender Verma. We can discuss this point, of course. So they say the Skyway Transport Company, well, there is no such thing, Surrender, as Skyway Transport Company. There is UST, or UST Inc. Incorporated, is being said to be a scam project. Now, please tell me how this project and everything related to it can be a scam project. How? How is it possible? Usually, articles, slandering articles, and video reports have been a common case thing throughout the entire 11 years of the existence of the project because we can see with our own eyes all the tests, all the products, because people can say whatever they want as long as they have proof. Otherwise, it's just slander and defamation. So please tell me, Surrender Verma, if I pronounced the name correctly, just answer yourself a question. Can this technology be a scam project or scam technology when the engineering company Unitsky String Transportation Inc. has been given the status of an R&D institute? Can it be some kind of a scheme when the national standards have been developed specifically for this type of transportation by the National Committee for Standardization that develops standards for different industries and technologies and sectors? So the string transportation technology already almost received those standards developed by the state authority, and the String Transportation Inc. has been recognized by the National Academy of Sciences. In the United Arab Emirates, the company collaborates with the Transportation Ministry of Dubai. A contract has been signed in Nepal with the attendance and approval of Prime Minister of the country himself. The Minister of Transportation of India, which is one of the biggest countries in the world, has supported the technology and personally greeted Dr. Unitsky and talked to Dr. Unitsky at the International Conference of Rocket-Free Space Exploration Technologies. And the list of merits goes on and on. One of the leading companies in certification in the world, SUV, the abbreviation is SUV, is one of the most reputable and significant organizations in the sector that certifies management and everything related to the creation of the technology and related processes like engineering, construction, etc., etc. So the UST group of companies has more than several dozen such certificates issued by this organization. Dr. Unitsky has more than 200 patents, monographs, science works, and all of it has been recorded throughout his whole life. So how can it be a scam, as you say? It was published in a Vietnamese media. So I saw that article, I read it, I saw the video reportage that you mentioned. But for us, for me personally, and for many of the investors into the string transportation technology, is just yet another slanderous article paid by someone who pursues their own agenda, because of course there are a lot of competitors out there that don't want us to succeed, and their favorite method of countering us would be to destroy our reputation, to pour dirt all over us, and to discredit us. So, of course, there will be such articles, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing surprising about it, and there is nothing really terrible about it. We just shouldn't give them any time of the day. Surrender, I hope I answered your question. And dear colleagues, do you agree with my argumentation, with my point of view here? Those of you who probably also came across certain articles. And Alexander wrote, trolls have never been very smart. Indeed so. And I can tell you more. When the string transportation technology becomes scales up, we will have even more trolls lying about us. And there will be a lot of other bad wishers and literally enemies of us, because we are involved in the most corrupted sectors of industry, which is transportation. So Olga wrote it right, that the results speak for themselves. You know, in Odessa, my city, there is a saying, you can think whatever you want, but I know the facts. So what does it mean? It means that you can think whatever you want about us, you can say whatever you want about us, but we know how things are. So let them speak, let them slander, whatever. And Dr. Unitsky, it's not like he's already accustomed to it, but read his biographies. You see, I have the huge book called Engineer, then the one is lying flat, you see, on the upper shelf. I think I should put it up right. It's about the all planetary transportation. Over here, I have another very interesting book. It's also a biographical book. Just give me a second. Well, I can't reach it, but it's about Unitsky too. Just read the biography of the author and the inventor of UST, and everything will fit right into its place. What else, dear colleagues, you have written, I'm happy for Dr. Unitsky's dream and for all of us and for those who have been with us since 2014 and those who are joining us today. Yes, Alfia, I totally agree with you because it is indeed a dream coming true. By degrading or others, you won't become better yourselves. By putting down others, you won't elevate yourselves. Well, indeed. Someone says the results speak for themselves, and Maxim says, yes, you are completely right. Then someone wrote, and then someone also wrote, the dogs can bark, but the caravans move on. So Raj also wrote something. Let me translate it. It always happens with the great things. Exactly. Remember what they were saying about Henry Ford, about the brothers Wright, about Stevenson, about Boeing, people who changed this world. Remember how they treated Apple products and Steve Jobs himself. So, and any every innovation gives it receives this kind of treatment with a grain of salt and lots of criticism, saying that nobody will need it and it's not feasible. When the brothers Wright first showed their almost cardboard plane, someone was saying that, I don't remember the surname, that something that is heavier than air cannot actually fly. So what was the exact quotation I get? Yeah, it was something like something that is heavier than air cannot take off, cannot fly. That was what was they saying. And they were wrong, as we can see. We went through that. Innovators went through that in 19th and 20th century. Tatiana says that people should be put into prison for slander and such kind of articles. Well, the company is trying to fight for its reputation, and sometimes they even bring some cases to the court to make sure that people who defamate us are brought to justice, because after all, we do need to defend our truth. And Dr. Unitsky also sometimes does that within reasonable limits. Depends. So there is a TV show that is called Let Them Speak, but the program will go on, indeed. So we're leaving a mark after ourselves. This is Dr. Unitsky's pride. This is Vasilia wrote. So there is another comment. Let me translate it first. Surrender Verma wrote a comment who raised the issue of the Vietnamese article. So they wrote, what you said is absolutely correct. They had posted similar news in 2020 as well. They're giving wrong news to the people there. This can have a negative effect on the people who have invested there. Who will be a new investor, we will answer all these when the time comes. Best of luck, I guess, UST and all investors. Thank you very much for your comment. You derived the right conclusion. But of course, it is very important first to have a clear understanding ourselves of the contest and understand where those comments and articles are coming from. It's like hit jobs, you know? And once we understand who ordered such articles, we will understand why they are writing it, and every single case of defamation can be explained. Let me see one more comment here. Also, Ravi Walke wrote that Rome is not built in a day. Exactly. Elena has written, we're moving forward despite differing opinions, and this is what matters. And Gregory wrote, I would like to thank everyone who brought carat to its implementation and continues to improve it. and thank you very much for good news. Indeed, friends, this is a really good piece of news. And even the news in Vietnam is a good news for us because it just goes to show that our ill wishers are being put into their place. And there will be more such people, and we'll put them in their place once again. A lot of people said that Dr. Unitsky is a scammer, he is not an engineer, that rolling stocks will not move, that nothing will come off it, that it's all fake and made of cardboard, all those unibuses. And what we have now is Dr. Unitsky having created the best engineering school in the CIS in a very, very short period of time. His engineering company is a R&D institute recognized by the Academy of Sciences. National standards are being developed for his specific technology, and the company has dozens of contracts and commercial projects in the pipeline. In just mere 10 years, totally from scratch, 16 types of rolling stocks, lots of different track structures, an engineering school, one of the leading production facilities in the country where the technologies are being produced with the most up-to-date equipment in the territory of the Eastern Europe. So basically facts speak for themselves. So all the news that we can see right now is good. They just goes to show that we made the correct choice back in the day. Okay, dear friends, this is a very cool point to cool way to recap the achievements and progress of the company in the last 2 weeks and early summer. It was marked by such good events, news, and the carat testing is also a good proof of that. So what else I wanted to say here, dear friends, and I won't tire of repeating it, why we need to keep on funding the UST group of companies through the holding GTI, just to show such speeds, to improve the noise suppression, for example, to remove certain or better to improve things that can always be improved. And Dr. Unitsky is a genius. He's a master of his trade. And even after creating his product, he knows how to improve on it. So why do we need that? In order for us to be always one step ahead of our competitors that are already there or who will appear in the market of transportation innovations. So we have achieved the speed of 120 kilometers, and the next step would be 150 kilometers per hour. And for that, regular tests need to be made of motor wheels, of tracks, of cooling systems, etc., etc. We are talking about hundreds of different mechanisms and units put together as part of the whole mechanism system. As Dr. Unitsky says that his rolling stocks and string transportation technology in general and high-speed transportation in future is not less complicated than an airplane in terms of design, testing, bringing into production, and later operation, certification as well. So what I'm saying here, dear friends, is that all of it is being done by the GTI, is being funded by the GTI holding company, parent company that owns the technology. It is their task to make sure that this work is properly funded. The R&D slash innovative or engineering work. Yeah, let's call it innovative activities of the operations of the company to make sure things that have been improved or that have been created are improved. So continuous work requires continuous funding. And if we just give me a second, dear friends. And if we go back to the topic of our previous meetings where we mentioned the payment of remuneration and where my words were taken by some investors and partners, and they thought that by selling GTI packages, money will be received to pay dividends to the investors, which is total nonsense, of course, because the GTI parent company or group of companies will still continue selling its pre-IPO shares that have not been yet sold. And the money from the sale of of from the sale of those packages, of those pre-IPO shares, will go to cover the innovative operations such as testing, certification, the creation of the third track in Ecotechno Park. You've heard about it on numerous occasions. The scale, the scope of work is huge. And for us to be able to receive 100% dividends or remuneration in 2026 based on the performance of 2025, we need continued sale of those pre-IPO packages so that the company would be able to reinvest. So the company wouldn't have to reinvest their profits into the innovations. And for that, GTI will be selling their extra pre-IPO packages, pre-IPO share packages, in order to fund the innovative operations. So this is what we need to understand, and this is what I will be focusing on very often for us all to understand why crowd investing process is going on despite us having already two commercial products, which is urban passenger and cargo transportation. As you see, as you know, they need to be constantly improved, and that is what Dr. Unitsky is doing and his team are doing. And let me remind you that this summer we've had a promotion, and there was a certain number of packages to be sold during that promotion allocated. And it happens that we still have some packages not yet entirely sold at the discount that we offered in April and May. We still have a limited number of those unsold packages, and right now we are selling them off with a unique discount 76. So the number of packages that you can see in your back offices is still available for purchase. After selling those packages, this promotion will be closed. So there are still unsold pool of packages that we are selling. So I'd like to remind you that in the next week they will still be for sale. So please take advantage of this opportunity, and I can tell you with full responsibility that on the RSW Systems platform there won't be any similar offers anymore. We won't be able to offer such discounts to our audience. So friends, you have still 1 week to take advantage of it, especially on the eve of the event that we're going to have on the 7th of June. Also invite new people to that event, because it is going to be very important for everyone to hear the information that we will hear from the chief engineer, designer, and the owner of the technology, Dr. Unitsky. We will learn how the company is going to develop in the United States, and also it is important to note that there will be top management present at the event. We're talking about executive director of Mr. Zaretsky of the company in the Emirates, and Mr. Petrov, who is deputy director for marketing of String Technologies Inc. And from their speeches, from their words, we will know what kind of milestones every commercial project has, and from what kind of operations and works every commercial project consists of. We will also learn some inside information about the commercial projects in the near future, to be implemented in the near future. So It's not a given fact, but hopefully we will receive some first-hand information from them. That's why I urge you to invite to that event new people, your colleagues, your friends and partners to that event as well, especially people who are still on the fence, that who are still hesitating. This is an open door meeting, but remember there's a limited number of spots. And also considering that the information that we will hear will be actually solid information. It will be the actual facts, and also predictions will be shared there. And I, as the head of the RSW systems, will also share a lot of new information regarding our development in the next half year, this year, 2025. How we're going to launch the updated platform, Micron Global, how we're going to go through the rebranding. All of it will be mentioned on the 7th of June. So I would like to remind you of that event once again. I wanted to read some of the comments or questions that were written in the chat. So someone says, Maxim, where was the video shot of carat testing? It was Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. So it was shot recorded at the territory of the R&D center where we have our testing grounds, an experimental track where the company showcases its developments and then certifies it. Tatiana wrote that my neighbor says that you'll see nothing will come off Skyway. Well, Skyway is an old name. So I said that I don't want to argue with you. But on the other hand, I don't want to argue with her in order not to harm the company. I'm not sure I understood what you mean. Well, there are people who won't believe, of course. It's their right to agree to disagree, right? But people who don't believe are warmly invited to our meetings, to our meeting on the 7th, and they will see everything with their own eyes. Dear colleagues, I need to answer a call. Sorry. Okay, friends, it was Dr. Unitsky calling. Probably he wanted to ask something about the event. Well, I will call him back later for a better conversation. And I told him that we are having a meeting, so let's continue. Okay, what else do we have here? Let me translate this comment first. Sir, please solve the problem of dollar transfer from one account to another in RSW account, because in my team so many investors are facing the problem to transfer the dollars. Well, I already mentioned it, that we had a lot of scamming going around in India with internal transfers, and I already explained it. So we're not going to go back to that issue of internal transfers. I suggest what you do is that you use the replenishment methods currently available. Probably in the Micron Global platform, we will address this issue in other ways, but for now, this is the situation. Also, I wanted to mention one more thing regarding the packages that the many partners purchased in 2022, 2023, and 2024 without fully paying for them. So they're still like outstanding payments. There is a client from our platform who became an investor, and out of 10 installments, for example, paid for 6 and 4 are still outstanding. So we, by contract, have to recalculate the discount rate matching his 6 installments, but we haven't done it yet. but we will. So there are a lot of still unpaid installments from our partners, and a lot of partners wrote to me directly this week, last week, about asking me how much time they have to make those payments. So, dear friends, we're still giving you this opportunity until the end of June for you to fully pay for your packages and not lose your beneficial discounts. So if you have 3 installments to pay, 4 or 5 installments to pay out of outstanding payments, you still have this opportunity to do so on RSW systems. Because once we move to Micro and Global, you won't be able to do that. There will be an automatic recalculation of the discount rate matching to the number of installments you made. In other words, you won't be able to enjoy the preferential discounts within the promotion that was running back then at the time of the purchase. So in other words, you have 1 more month to finish paying for your old packages in installments. If you are still paying for the current packages regularly according to the current schedule, then don't worry, everything will be smoothly migrated to the new platform. I'm talking about right now outstanding or delayed payments in the past, because some of you have very juicy discounts but still fail to pay your installments on time. So you still have time until the end of the June to finish paying. Alexander says, I have a partner who has 2 packages not fully paid since 2020. It is time to recalculate the discount rate, he says. Well, we are meeting our partners halfway. We give them the opportunity to pay for the packages until the end of June, and then we will recalculate the discount rate. We don't want to impose our terms here. We would like to meet our partners halfway. So basically, we now set forth the conditions, and if the person doesn't meet those conditions, although we give the opportunity to our partners to miss 2 payments because there are different circumstances and things happen in life. But many people skipped not only 2 but even more payments. So this is our last warning. You still have an entire June to finish paying your installment plans for old outstanding packages. Otherwise, the discount rate will be simply recalculated and it will be only you to blame. Well, this is it as far as the news is concerned. We're not going to have a meeting on Thursday. We're going to have a meeting with the focus group where we have more than 200 people. Remember, we put together a focus group to test AdMix Reality app. And this Thursday, we're going to have the first meeting with the focus group who will start actively using this tool. So on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern European time, we will have our meeting with the focus group members and we'll start testing this app. We will keep you updated. We will share the results with you at the end of this testing period. And we will show you, and also we will give you the opportunity to hear our testers live, those who are willing to share their impressions and their feedback for you to see how effective this tool is and how it will make your work on Micro and Global platform easier during your presentations of the string transportation technology and during your crowd investing activities, but in a light, simplified, innovative way. So friends, we'll be actively getting ready for the event to be held this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern European time. So plan to be there yourselves. Also work with your partners actively, notify them of the event being held, tell them that it's going to be an event of the year. This is going to be an exclusive event to be attended by Dr. Unitsky himself directly from the United States. And this event for our platform is going to be of huge significance, especially on the eve of our rebranding. So we're going to have an updated format and once we start working within Micro and Global, it's going to give a huge boost both to yourselves and your partners in your team. And don't miss the opportunity to invite other people to that event, because for many people, it's going to put everything in its place. The pieces of the puzzle will fit into place regarding the development of the current developments and R&D operations of string transportation, and also regarding the creation of the transportation hub in the United States that focuses on high-speed transportation. So friends, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at 7 p.m. direct at an exclusive event, and we're going to have a meeting with our focus group at that same time on Thursday at 7 p.m. and we will actively test the tool and show you how it works, how to operate it. I won't be taking any more questions right now because we've run out of time today. And Victor, you asked about the reverse payback for pre-IPO shares. This answer was given during my previous meetings. Just please rewatch the recordings and you'll find the answer there. Okay? So friends, have a nice week. Don't forget that there is still an unsold pool of packages with a very good discount. So take advantage of that promotion. Get ready for the event. Invite your partners, your friends, relatives, people you know, and most importantly, dear friends, what I would like to wish you is productive, active week, both this week and of course productive and qualitative and resultative summer of 2025. And this is how it's going to be, because it all depends on our mood and it depends on what kind of note you are starting summer. So see you later, friends, and have a nice evening. See you on Saturday at 7 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.